Your mediator, Belinda J. here, and I am talking this time about co-parenting. There is a lot of fuss that goes on about whether or not people should be discussing the court case with the children. And even if there isn't a case in court, there's discussion about whether or not the children should be aware of the goings-on and the drama, or how much of the goings-on in the breakup that actually happens. And it makes it into a lot of court orders, and it makes it into a lot of mediated agreements, some kind of verbiage to protect the children from being exposed to unnecessary negativity, unnecessary drama, or being caused to believe negative things about that other parent. The clause that I add into my agreements, it's been used for decades in this county, is that neither parent shall disparage the other parent to or in front of the children, nor allow the children to remain in the presence of third parties who choose to do so. What that does is reminds us all to behave ourselves, and of course you can't have Uncle Fester be in part of the parenting plan, but if Uncle Fester wants to talk about how your ex is such a piece of crap, you need to get the kids out of the room that he's in when he's doing that. So obviously we can't protect the children from everything bad that might be said, but it is useful to remember that we don't want to allow them to be exposed to people that are just totally bashing and shaming the other parent, and we don't want to do that ourselves. So the question that brings us to is, what is appropriate to discuss with the children? Obviously, they know that mom and dad are no longer living under the same roof. We can't just leave them completely in the dark, and finances are probably an issue, and you're going to be talking to friends or being stressed about it or whatever. They can't be completely protected from the fact that these things are occurring. And I think that the spirit of things that you need to remember most to best increase the odds that your children aren't experiencing shame or experiencing their other parent being shamed is to empower the children and make sure you yourself are empowered. So if they're overhearing you say, the court's making me do this, that mediator made me do this, that sounds like there's someone bigger than you making you do things. And that would be scary for the children because you're the biggest thing in their life. So a better way to frame it when you're talking around your children, and definitely to yourself, is I'm working with the court to come up with things, and the court made decisions that I didn't agree with, so we're going to work with that. Or the mediator had some suggestions that don't work for us, and we're still trying to figure that out. If the kids hear you talking like that, that's more of a work in progress. That's more something that you have control over, and still things can happen that you aren't pleased with, but you're not under them. You're not being a victim to them. And that's going to be a lot easier for the kids. And since I've now been in business long enough that I've had the children of parents I was mediating their divorce become my clients, and I'm now mediating what would be the grandchildren, I get to see the full spectrum from that angle of how they are affected. And that is what the clients that are now the children of my former clients can say with confidence, is the less empowered their parents are to the process, the more scary the process is from their perspective. Let's keep that in mind, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day.